I request a background check on someone, how far back will the information that's reported to me go? This is a very common question that plenty of people ask our company. And to answer it, the Fair Credit Reporting Act is the first place we look. That act governs how far back consumer reporting agencies can provide information to you. Specifically, the act says that any bankruptcy records that are more than 10 years old may not be reported. Civil lawsuits or judgments more than 7 years old may not be reported. Tax liens that have been paid off more than 7 years ago may not be reported. Accounts placed for collection or charged off more than 7 years ago may not be reported. Records of arrest, indictment, or even conviction of a crime that's more than 7 years old may not be reported. And finally, any adverse information that is more than 7 years old may not be reported. Now, the Fair Credit Reporting Act does provide some good exceptions for situations where you're hiring an individual for a position and the salary will be $75,000 or more. Other than this exception, the vast majority of the other exceptions contained in the Act are fairly small, but you should evaluate them. These main rules that we've provided to you govern the vast majority of what you should be looking at when you're using our reports and when you wonder, how far back does our information go? Please note that you may want to also consider that your state laws may actually have a rule that specifies something different from the Fair Credit Reporting Act. When your state law is more stringent, that means that you can't go as far back as the Fair Credit Reporting Act allows, then your state law may apply. Look into your state law to determine if you have a statute that prohibits reporting of certain information that's more than 5 years old. Several states do prohibit this. A final thing to keep in mind, we want to make sure that you realize there is a difference between what we as a consumer reporting agency can report to you and what you as an organization can or should consider. Sometimes you'll have in your hands information that we're allowed to report, but which you should not consider. Many states have passed laws, and even federally there are laws that prohibit or restrict you from considering certain information, even though it is reportable to you. Being familiar with these state laws and this body of federal law called the Fair Credit Reporting Act is very important to ensure that your background screening program is working the way that it's supposed to.